BLOXBURG has just updated to the spring update. In this update, they have completely revamped the pre-built house system. They have added a bunch of pre-built houses which were all made by BLOXBURG content creators, including me, and this is my Rancher's Retreat by Stanosaurus. You can see that it just uses large plot, and you can see all the different photos of the build. It costs 105,000, which you can buy. You can either buy a new plot or replace existing. I'm going to replace an existing empty plot. You sure you want to buy this for 105,000? Yeah. In this video, I'll be talking about how I built this house, as well as answering some of your questions about the BLOXBURG content creator team. Okay, this speed build is starting off kind of weird because, as you can see, the house is basically built in the back. I basically spent an hour building a house and then decided I hated the house, and now we're on house version 2, and this is the house that I did build and keep. So as a lot of you already probably know, I am part of the BLOXBURG content creator program. God, that is a mouthful to say. And the BLOXBURG team has asked us creators who are part of this to basically build some of the new homes that are coming in this update. As time of filming this voiceover and building this house, the update actually hasn't come out. It should come out in a couple hours, but so I don't really know what the update even is. I just know there's a new pre-built house system in the game, and basically this is just me building it. So for this update, we were given, basically everyone was given a different style of house and a different thing to build. Like I think some people have built like a campsite and a barn, I think, stuff like that. So I was given a farmhouse, like rustic, I can't remember the name of it, basically just a farmhouse. And we all had different limits and stuff. So my budget initially was 75,000, however eventually got lifted to 100,000, and I needed to have enough room for 3 beds. I also needed to keep a farmhouse style, obviously, and have a kitchen, living room, bathroom, all the normal stuff you would have in a house. And yeah, I also, one of my game passes that I needed to use was large plot game pass. So basically in this build I have a huge garden, I have a pool and stuff like that, because that was one of the things I needed to use. Some game pass I was also restricted on, like I couldn't use the second floor or like the transform plus tool. I could use advanced placement though. So anyway, I posted on my Instagram story this, basically just asking if you guys have any questions about the content creator program, and I'll answer them. So the first question I got was, what was your reactions to getting into the program? And this is kind of a funny story. Basically, BLOXBURG emailed me on my business email, but because I'm an idiot and don't know how to check emails, I didn't see it for 2 weeks. So then they followed me on TikTok, reached out, and they were like, hey, check your emails. And I was like, oh. So then I checked the email, read the information and stuff, and basically just joined. I was very happy because I've been playing BLOXBURG bloody 6 years now. So kind of crazy thing, the game you love, the game you play all the time, recognizing you. That's like a really cool thing. The next person asked, since you work in the creative team, are you some sort of developer? And no, I do not work on the game. I do not have any influence really with updates and stuff like that. I'll get into more with other questions what I actually do, but I don't like actually work on the game. Like I'm not a brand P or anyone like that who is actually like a worker for the game. I'm more just kind of like partnered with the game, if that makes any sense. So the next person asked if I know anything about future updates and if I could tell you guys anything. So no, I don't really get any information about details or like anything about the updates. We may get, like, for example, with this update, obviously we were told what the update would be because we were working in the update, as in I'm building a house for the update. So obviously I need to know what the update is. But like the April Fool's update or anything like that, we don't really get any information about. We get the same level as you guys would. We more just get updates, but that makes no sense. We more get updates about updates if we are involved in the update, like this one. So this person asked, what's the main thing you're going to help with? So the whole point of the creator program is basically to get audience feedback of the game, so people who play the game, the feedback from those people to get it to the actual BLOXBURG team, like the people who develop and work on the game. So for example, if you really wanted to have hollow gable roofs or like stuff like that, that's a very popular one, but if you really wanted crocs in the game or some random stuff like that, that would be something you would comment on one of our videos, like mine, Glossy's, Peter Bread, Ashley Unicorn, like anyone like that who's part of the team. And that's something we could then give the information back to the BLOXBURG team, and that is then something that they could be adding to the game. Obviously not guaranteed, but it's basically just giving information that the BLOXBURG team needs to know in order to make the updates as good as they can be for the audience of the game. Next person asked if I knew any of the people already in the program, or did I just meet them by joining the program? No, I knew a couple people, like here and there. I've talked to them, had interactions, stuff like that. But for the majority, I've actually never really spoken to any of them. So being part of the program, meeting all these new people, is kind of crazy because, like, especially I think like Peter Bread, Ashley, they're people I used to watch when I was, well, I still watch, but they're people I used to watch when I was much younger as well. So it's kind of crazy being like meeting people that your 13-year-old self would be like crazy that you're like talking to them now. Do you know what I mean? It's very cool. And the final questions people wanted to know were what my favourite SZA song was, or what my favourite song was in general. If you didn't know, I'm like obsessed with SZA. She's by far my favourite singer or artist at all. Hence my SZA shirt in my profile picture, as well as if you look at my like Instagram highlight reel, it's like a recreation of the SOS poster. SZA is I am SZA. Well, I'm not, you know what I mean. My favourite SZA song is like an impossible question. Right now, I'm obviously listening to Saturn, her new one is probably my favourite. Saturn Live, specifically, is amazing. I've also been looking at a bunch of her really old music from like 2011 and stuff. And Quicksand is a really good song. Her newest collab with Flo Milli and Cardi B, Never Lose Me, that one's great. I've also been listening to that on repeat. Basically any SZA song. I would just recommend them all. Go Gina, Good Days obviously, Kill Bill, all the really popular ones, but I'm trying to think. Prom, Drew Barrymore. Okay, any SZA song is my favourite. SZA could literally just scream into the microphone and it would be my favourite song, so anyway, yeah, that's all I have for questions. I mean, I had more questions, but they all kind of were the same thing. What do you do? And there's only so many times I can say, I don't really do a lot. I build a house, you know what I mean? So let's actually get back into talking about the build. I feel like we're like 5 minutes in and I haven't talked about the build once. But basically, I was Googling like farmhouses and stuff like that, because like the BLOXBURG team sent me like a couple of reference images and stuff like that. But I really wanted to know like colour schemes. And basically what I found out is it's very much the colour scheme that I would normally build in anyway. It's a lot of brown, wood, whites, blacks, and a lot of green. And that's basically my building style anyway. Surprisingly, the main issue I had here was working out a layout. I don't know, like normally like when I do a layout of build or I'm building, I would just pick something and I'll go with it. I don't really change my mind a lot. But like you saw in the beginning, I did this twice. And even when I was doing it the second time, the amount of time I spent rearranging and moving stuff was crazy. I think just because I knew it was like an official thing for the game, I was like overthinking it. But in the end, I love it, so I have no regrets. But here we are now basically wrapping it up. Well, not really. I've still got like a bit more building to do, but decorating and stuff like that is fine. Like I said, the main issue was figuring out where I wanted stuff to go. And I also wanted to figure out like the colour scheme, because I didn't want it all to be like basic, especially in like a kid's room. Like it's very much the beige mom aesthetic. I didn't want it just to be like beige and stuff in there. So I did work with some blues and added some colour there. As well as the garden. The garden was my main issue. I finished the house and I think I got it wrong earlier actually. My budget was 85k. Finished the house and the whole thing was 85k. It was perfect, it was fine. And then I sent the image to the BLOXBURG team. We kind of were working together throughout this whole thing. And they said, oh, it looks amazing. We want you to use large game, what is it called? Like the large plot game pass, that's it. So like we can up your budget and then you can basically have more space for building. So obviously I was like, okay, boom. So then going back afterwards, I didn't actually film it, I did it all off camera, but I added the pool and stuff like that. And yeah. So here is the final BLOXBURG house. Let's do that B-roll. First you walk into this patio, which is pretty small but pretty cute, and then you go through the door and you're straight into the kitchen. It's very open plan because I was like open plan. Here is the kitchen, which is very cute. It's probably my favourite area of the build. That then goes into the dining room, which has a lot of windows, natural light. It's very cute, very cute. Then if we walk this way, we've got a small little office area, which goes into the living room. Then you can go into the garage, which doubles as a utility room. Then off the living room, we've got a kids room, which can suit kids and toddlers. Then back up here, we've got the bathroom, which has shower, sink and toilet. Obviously, I didn't know why I had to specify that, and then through here, we've got the master bedroom. Pretty simple, very cute. And then going out of the back, we've got quite a large garden. We've got a seating area under this canopy, which then goes into a little fire pit area. Around here, we've got some plant boxes as well as beehives. Back over this way, we've got some washing lines. This is probably one of my favourite additions. I really like how these look, they're just very cute. We've got more planters, we've got a little gardening shed, some seed packets, very simple, very cute. And then around here, we've got the pool. And that is the final build. Thank you so much to the BLOXBURG team for obviously inviting me to join the creator program and obviously inviting me to build a house for the game. I mean, it's so cool. And I hope it answered a lot of your questions. If you've got any more questions, comment them below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.